Welcome back for another top-notch video. This week, guys, we're going to be going over the week of July 15th through July 19th. As always, our channel is about the TSP / Roth IRA, retirement accounts, 401k plans. If you are in the TSP, we go over the CSI and F fund. If you are Roth IRA or 401k, we go over the ETFs, IVV, VXF, EFA, and AGG. These funds / ETFs translate to the S&P 500, the small caps, international markets, and bonds. That being said, we kind of go over all the funds and kind of do a weekly analysis and then go into more specific analysis. So with that, we are going to go to the TSP Talk website. A guy named Tom goes over the commentary here. I feel free to check out their site. As you can see, we've had a negative week here for our stock funds. CS and I funds were all in the negative, while our F fund, which is bonds, and G fund were positive for the week. We did pull out midweek for that, and I'll kind of show you, kind of do an analysis of where we're at on the Top Notch channel and what we've gained on markets. If you want to see it on a chart perspective, this is where we look for the funds this week. As you can see, the CNS fund are down almost a whole percentage for that week. We pulled out right around the 17th, so we did gain a little bit, but not a lot. I'll kind of show that. As you can see, we pulled out CO business, close of business on the 17th of July. And since the 19th of July, we've picked up between the CNS fund about 0.25%. So not a lot. We'd like to see a whole % to 2% before we get back in. But I don't know where we'll go for that. We'll have to wait and see if there's an entry point into markets. We'll kind of go over some of the commentary now from what Tom saw. He does these commentaries, so let's kind of look at some of this. As you can see with the C fund or IVV, we did fall out of this trend line here on Friday, probably going to fill this open gap, so keep that in mind. With the VXF or the S fund, we are a little bit below our trend line here, probably going to end up hitting that 50-day moving average before we bounce back up, so keep that in mind. Not for sure, but just things to keep in mind. The EFA or international markets, the I fund, are really struggling basically to get above this double top here. We'll probably see this move lower, come back to the 50-day moving average, and of course AGG is trying to fill this open gap to the upside. Probably will see it get filled based off our charts. Now we'll go more into a specific analysis of all of our charts. We're going to start with IYY. We start with IYY, which is a general overview of all market funds. We kind of see all professional investors, mom and pop, everybody's in here, hedge fund. So we'd like to see and base this off of trends to see where we're going. As you can see, the 200-day moving average is kind of just flat. We do have our 50-day and 20-day above that, so that's very positive with price above all. We are on the very top of our trend line here, so we could see some movement down, and we did see that a little bit this week. In our Pacific charts for technical analysis on IYY, we're doing very well on a 2-day or on a weekly chart, but on a 2-day chart we are coming down here, starting to lose some energy on that DO oscillator, and our PPO line is almost starting to decrease past our red line. Keep a reminder, when that blue line crosses the red line, we typically see a decrease in price action. On our 4-hour chart, as you can see, we've already moved down here. We were going to come back out, it looked like, with our DO at 750 and then 741, and then towards the close on Friday we ended up having that fake out. Fake outs usually last 3 to 5 bars, and so I would expect a little bit more negative action on this large price index. Now let's go more into our TSP funds. So with that, we will start with IVV or the C fund. As you can see, very similar to IYY, very top of this channel here. We are above moving averages. Probably expect a little consolidation here as we consolidate off the gains from June and July. So we're going to kind of wait and see off of that. But on our technical charts with IVV, as you can see on a weekly perspective, we are doing well, just like IYY. But on a 2-day scale, we are moving down here. And on a 4-hour scale, we are underneath here with a negative bar, moving more towards the downside here. So we want to be careful there. We're going to watch and wait. We do have a spinning top on price here, spinning top on price here. So we're going to have to wait and see if next week we can pick it up again. Moving forward, going to VXF, the S fund, small caps. With small caps, a little bit more breathing room here. Kind of the same picture overall, not a lot to say. When we get into the actual technical analysis of that fund, for the weekly fund, we're sitting well. 2-day fund, as always, we're struggling a little bit, and on the 4-hour, we are underneath. Typically, when we have a positive weekly bar, we want to be careful here because the next sign it always is after an up is a down. And so we want to pay more close to that 2-day, which the 2-day is decreasing a little bit here. As you can see, this line is starting to decrease. And then on a 4-hour, we are negative with a large bar headed back down here. And with a fake out, we could probably expect a little bit more negative action to come. Finally, let's move into international markets, or EFA. With EFA, or the I fund, we have a lot of mixed consolidation here. We've had consolidation here for quite a couple months. We're within those moving averages, not as safe as a fund to have here. As you can see, the trend lines are all over the place, just because even on FinViz, they don't even know where this stock is going. So I would stay out of this one for right now. We don't know where international markets are headed on our technical analysis charts. From a weekly perspective, we are just right on that red line. A lot of indecision when you have a blue and red line right on top of each other. Don't want to discredit anything yet, but don't want to be in the fun in case there's any negative action. As you can see on a 2-day chart, we are already negative, so we want to stay out of that. And on a 4-hour chart, we are also negative. We have not seen that cross the line yet there. Finally, with AGG, we are seeing that move back above that line. As I said earlier, we had an open space here that we're trying to fill. We are above our moving averages. We are within our trend lines. Things are doing very well for AGG. AGG on a weekly scale is headed on its way down, so we want to be very careful with that, as we could start to see it go negative. On a 2-day scale, we are negative already. And on a 4-hour scale, we're popping out, but that bar is headed back down. Stay out of AGG on a short-term basis right now. Just charts, technical analysis does not support it on a short-term or really long-term basis for AGG. So that's why we made our move from our stock funds to the G fund for right now. We'll have to see and wait where that F fund / AGG goes in the future. That's basically our technical analysis for this week, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, how do you guys think our stock? Question for you guys is, how do you think our stock move will work? Do you think we'll do well or not? On our last stock move, we ended up gaining about 3% on the market, hoping to gain about 1 to 2% this time. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. But what do you think, that was a good move or not? And as always, that's another. Finally, we'll show you guys my allocation for this week. As you can see, we made that move on Wednesday to the G fund, so we are now 100% in the G fund, with new funds going to the S fund or VXF. We'll have to wait and see where things go to try and get back in. Make sure you pay close attention to our Facebook page and Twitter account to see when we jump back in. As always, that's another top-notch video, and we'll see you guys next time.